Paris Fashion Week 2025 was supposed to be a celebration of fashion's finest, but what unfolded instead felt more like a celebrity circus on fire. We're talking viral runway fails, live animals as accessories, global icons being completely erased. What we witnessed wasn't just a chaotic series of moments, it may have been the beginning of Fashion Week's downfall. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why even fashion's most powerful insiders are reportedly scrambling behind the scenes. Let's start with the walk that broke the internet. Kim Kardashian stepped onto the Balenciaga runway expecting applause. What she got instead was an online dragging that still hasn't stopped. Wearing Elizabeth Taylor's real diamond earrings in a cream silk dress, Kim shuffled down the catwalk like she was trying to hold in a sneeze or something else. Her walk was stiff, awkward, and, according to the internet, straight up confusing. Social media didn't hold back. One viral TikTok compared her to someone sneaking into the house at 3 a.m. Another said it looked like she was wading through quicksand in stilettos. Some fans tried to defend her, but even diehards admitted it wasn't her finest moment. And this wasn't just any show. This was the Balenciaga moment. The brand that's been riding with Kim since her Kanye days gave her center stage, and she allegedly delivered second-hand embarrassment. But while Kim was stumbling, Cardi B was turning heads in a completely different way, and not everyone was impressed. Cardi B showed up at Schiaparelli in a dramatic black gown with ivory fringe, but no one was looking at the dress. All eyes were on the black crow perched on her arm.
You're doing good, Cardi.
Yes, a real live crow. According to reports, the bird was a nod to her upcoming album, Am I the Drama? And the answer? Apparently, yes. Cardi posed with confidence, but the crow looked visibly stressed. Videos showed her asking paparazzi to turn off the flash to calm the bird down. Animal rights advocates weren't having it. The crow was clearly trying to escape, flapping and shifting nervously in real time. Symbolism aside, crows represent rebirth and transformation. People couldn't shake the feeling that this was just too far. It wasn't fashion anymore, it was spectacle. And as the internet debated whether Cardi's crow was art or cruelty, a much deeper controversy was brewing behind the front row. Colombian superstar Karol G sat front and center at the same Schiaparelli show. But when Dazed magazine posted their coverage, she was completely left out. They listed Dua Lipa, Cardi B, Hunter Schafer, but not Karol. And that silence was deafening. Ricky Martin jumped into the comments, calling out the erasure. Actress Isa Gonzalez followed, demanding answers. Fans were furious. How does someone with over 60 million monthly listeners, more than most people in the fashion spread, get treated like a random influencer who snuck into the show? This wasn't just an oversight, it felt deliberate. And it wasn't the first time Latin artists have been sidelined in elite fashion coverage. But this time, the internet wasn't letting it slide. It's 2025, and we're allegedly still dealing with exclusion in fashion media.
One of the most commented viral posts today is Karol G being dissed by Dazed magazine. They were already called out by Ricky Martin and Isa Gonzalez. Okay, so this was the original video that Dazed magazine posted, and it says Hunter Schafer, Dua Lipa, and Cardi B front row at the Schiaparelli Couture. Excuse me if I didn't pronounce the brand right, but the point is they did not mention Karol G.
Karol G wasn't the only Latin star at Fashion Week, but she's the one who got erased. And that touched a nerve. Because let's be honest, Karol G has more global reach than half the people who are mentioned. But she doesn't fit the fashion elite's narrow aesthetic. And that's exactly the problem. It's no longer just about fashion. It's about who's allowed to be visible. Fashion Week is starting to feel like a private club, run by the same tired faces, the same names, the same type of look. Gen Z isn't buying it. They see the numbers. They know the power of diverse artists and global audiences. And when the fashion gatekeepers keep choosing silence over inclusion, it becomes a statement. One that says, you don't belong here. But that message is starting to backfire, and celebrities trying to break in aren't faring much better. Lauren Sanchez, known for her relationship with Jeff Bezos, stepped into Paris Fashion Week looking for a headline. What she got was ridicule. Wearing a red latex bustier dress, black heels, and oversized sunglasses, she looked like a character from a high-budget midlife crisis. And the worst part? She showed up alone. No Bezos, no backup. Just her and an outfit screaming, "Please notice me." According to insiders, Lauren's been trying to break into fashion's inner circle for years. She's been hitting every major event since her engagement, hoping to become a legitimate style icon. But fashion insiders allegedly see right through it. Expensive doesn't equal respected, and her choices, like latex at a couture event, only fuel the narrative that she's forcing relevance rather than earning it. Still, as cringy as it looked, Lauren's stunt wasn't the real issue, because behind all the glitz, Paris Fashion Week 2025 was hiding a much bigger problem. Let's be real. This year wasn't about fashion, it was about chaos. Kim's runway went viral, not because of the clothes, but because of how bad the walk was. Cardi's crow became a trending topic, not the collection she was wearing. Lauren made headlines for wearing latex, not for championing a designer. Somewhere along the line, Fashion Week stopped being about clothes. It became a playground for celebrity stunts and PR disasters. And while the headlines get clicks, the actual art of fashion is getting drowned out. Trained models are being pushed aside for viral stars, designers are being ignored in favor of shock value, and fans? They're not here for it. The shift is happening, and it's not the industry leading the change, it's us. This is where the fashion world wasn't ready, because this generation doesn't just watch, they respond. When Karol G was erased, social media exploded. When Cardi's crow struggled, activists mobilized. When Kim stumbled, viewers laughed, but also questioned why she was even up there. People aren't accepting the gatekeeper narrative anymore. Fashion media used to decide who mattered. Now they're being fact-checked in real time. The power is shifting from glossy magazines to Twitter threads, from elite editors to TikTok critics. The industry is panicking, and it shows. That's why we're seeing more outrageous stunts, more forced controversies. Because when you can't control the conversation, you start doing anything to stay in it. Paris Fashion Week 2025 wasn't just messy, it was a warning. A warning that the old system isn't working anymore. Kim's stumble? A metaphor for fashion's fall from grace. Karol G's erasure? Proof that systemic bias still exists. Cardi's crow? A sign that shock value is being prioritized over ethics. Lauren's latex? The desperation of someone trying to buy authenticity. But through all of that, the backlash, the memes, the criticism, there's hope. Because for the first time, everyone is part of the conversation. Fans are demanding real representation. Critics are questioning the status quo. The revolution isn't coming, it's already here. So the question isn't whether Fashion Week can survive, it's whether it can evolve fast enough to stay relevant in a world that no longer plays by its rules. Which moment shocked you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you thought this was chaotic, wait until our next deep dive into the financial scandals and feuds tearing the fashion world apart from the inside. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, because the tea is just getting started and you won't want to miss a drop.